One of the new kings of comedy, Kevin Hart, has gone from stand-up comedian to full-fledged movie star. He often uses his comedic talents to bring bold characters to life on the big screen. This video will discuss some of the 8 funniest Kevin Hart movies that keep viewers laughing, returning to see sequels, and flocking to his new projects. Make sure you stick with me to the end of the video. Without any further delay, let's get into it. Starting the list of Hart's funniest movie roles, we have Central Intelligence. Central Intelligence teamed up with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart in the first of their film projects together. In the movie, Johnson played Bob, a former high school outcast who later became a CIA agent, while Hart played Calvin, a former popular high school student who was disappointed in his life. The two reunited after school and worked together on a dangerous secret mission. Undoubtedly, the two actors have great on-screen chemistry and enjoy working together, but Central Intelligence falls flat on many of its comedic elements. It's an okay movie, but Hart and Johnson excel together better in some of their other projects. The next movie here is The Wedding Ringer. Kevin Hart played a professional best man in The Wedding Ringer. Realizing that he had no friends, Doug Harris, played by Josh Gad, hired Jimmy Callahan and Kevin Hart to pretend to be his best friend and find him some groomsmen for his upcoming wedding. The Wedding Ringer is a part buddy adventure and a part male version of Bridesmaids. Josh Gad and Kevin Hart's opposite comedic styling worked well in this movie, especially Alan Ritchson's Kip, delivered in their supporting roles. The Wedding Ringer isn't a revolutionary bromance comedy adventure movie, but it is fun. Gad and Hart are very enjoyable to watch together in The Wedding Ringer. The next one is Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle continued the story of 1995's Jumanji, starring Robin Williams. In the 2017 Jumanji, 4 friends were transported inside an old video game. There, they must overcome obstacles and their game weaknesses to reach the last level, thus freeing them from being in the Jumanji game. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle worked so well because it didn't try to recreate the original movie, but created a modern concept of the Jumanji world and game. The cast: Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Dwayne Johnson, Nick Jonas, and Karen Gillan also completely embraced the silliness behind the concept, creating a fun action blockbuster. Kevin Hart also hits all the right comedic notes in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, and why he and Dwayne Johnson are becoming a dynamic duo. Next is The Secret Life of Pets. The Secret Life of Pets is like Toy Story, but with cute, maybe psychotic pets. The movie showed viewers what happens when humans leave and pets are left to their devices. The Secret Life of Pets has an ensemble cast that includes voiceovers by Louis C.K., Eric Stonestreet, Jenny Slate, Kevin Hart, and Dana Carvey. In The Secret Life of Pets, Hart played Snowball, a white rabbit. It's a PG-rated family movie, so it's much more family-friendly than Kevin Hart's normal films, but it's a very different role for him. Snowball is the antagonist in the animated film, and Hart played the villain role very well. The Secret Life of Pets is one of the few movies where Hart was allowed to use his animated voice and nature menacingly. Kevin Hart not only played a great villain in Secret Life of Pets, but the movie overall is fun to watch for viewers of all ages. Next up, Get Hard. Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell joined forces in Getting Hard. This 2015 comedy was all about the over-the-top antics that the characters went through to prepare for prison. The FBI falsely arrested James, played by Will Ferrell, for fraud and embezzlement, allowing him 30 days to prepare for 10 years in prison. He hired Darnell, played by Kevin Hart, to give him a crash course on how to get hard for prison life. Darnell knows nothing about prison life because he's never been there, but he faked it to ensure that James pays him $30,000 for teaching him how to survive prison. Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell are two of the funniest actors and comedians working today, so Get Hard should have been a comedy classic, but sadly, the movie relied too much on prison stereotypes for laughs. Get Hard just never quite lived up to its potential, and I feel Ferrell and Hart's talents were a little underutilized in the movie. Let's now talk about Night School. In 2018, Universal Pictures released Night School, starring Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. Hart played Teddy Walker, a man who returned to school to get his GED so that he could obtain a job at a financial investment firm. Tiffany Haddish played his night school teacher, Carrie. She cared about her students' success, so she had to use a few unusual teaching tactics. Mainly, Night School is about a bunch of wacky characters coming together to get their GED, and the love story between Teddy and his fiancée, Lisa. Teddy and Lisa's romance was one of the most interesting parts of Night School. It's easy to root for them. Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart have both had success playing outrageous characters, so Night School might have been a bit funnier seeing them both play unconventional characters, especially to see how they played off each other's comedic energy as those characters. The next movie we have here is About Last Night. Kevin Hart took on one of his few romantic comedy roles in About Last Night. The movie follows 2 new couples as they deal with the difficulties of falling in and out of love. Michael Ealy and Joy Bryant played one pair, Danny and Debbie, while Kevin Hart and Regina Hall played the other couple, Bernie and Joan. Regina Hall and Kevin Hart got to play the extreme, loud, and crazy couple compared to Michael Ealy really enjoy Brandt's more practical couple. Last Night worked so well because of the dynamic between Hall and Hart. It's almost a shame that these two weren't paired together in more movies, because in this movie, they delivered hilarious performances in every scene together. The way Kevin Hart and Regina King play off each other in About Last Night almost feels like it's all improvised. They see what one does and try to match the other with enthusiasm and comic prowess. It's a joy to watch these two together in About Last Night. Next is The Upside. Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart starred in The Upside. In The Upside, Hart played Del Scott, a man recently released from prison who looked for work to keep his parole officer happy. Cranston played Philip Lacasse, a person with quadriplegia looking for an in-home caregiver. Nicole Kidman played Yvonne Pendleton, Philip's assistant. The movie is based on the real-life French businessman Philippe Pozzo de Borgo. The Upside is also a remake of the French film The Untouchables. By design, The Upside is an inspirational movie about overcoming obstacles and two men bonding over their misfortunes while learning and growing from each other. It's not the most innovative idea or concept, and both Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart have given stronger performances in other roles. Still, the movie delivered enough feel-good inspiration to work. The Upside also seamlessly blended drama and comedy, with quite a few scenes that delivered funny moments and others that produced intense drama. Seen Think Like a Man? That's the next movie on our list. Kevin Hart joined an ensemble cast in this romantic comedy based on the best-selling dating advice book by Steve Harvey. Think Like a Man followed several couples as they tried to keep their romance going, despite some complications. The women in these relationships use Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man for guidance. In Think Like a Man, Kevin Hart's character Cedric was mainly used as comic relief throughout the movie. He acted as a narrator and constantly talked about his ex-wife Gail, despite pretending that he was happy about being single. The ensemble cast all fit their roles, but Kevin Hart was one of the best characters that stood out in Think Like a Man. He had some of the most memorable lines and moments in the movie. Wrapping it up, we have Ride Along. Ride Along is a buddy cop comedy about a cop in training. Here, we're talking about Kevin Hart teaming up with his future brother-in-law, Ice Cube, to prove himself as a cop and a man. Buddy cop comedies work best when two opposites are paired together, and Kevin Hart and Ice Cube expertly delivered this odd couple duo. Ride Along has been a box office success because viewers love watching Ice Cube's tough persona and Kevin Hart's lively comedic persona. The star power of Hart and Cube has turned Ride Along into a franchise film, with at least 3 movies in the series. That concludes today's video. If you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. Also, do let me know your favorite Kevin Hart movies in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.